Hey guys, it's Corinne. Welcome back. I am so excited to be doing another video. It has been a little while, and I want to share with you what I believe is the missing link into really applying Neville Goddard's teachings. So I'm going to read one paragraph from the book, The Feeling is the Secret, and this is out of the chapter called Sleep. Do not limit yourself to the past, knowing that nothing is impossible to consciousness. Begin to imagine states beyond the experience of the past. Whatever the mind of a man can imagine, man can realize. All objective visible states were first subjective invisible states, and you call them into the visible by assuming the feeling of their reality. So in this paragraph, the first thing he talks about is do not limit yourself to your past, meaning don't identify yourself with your past. Your past does not equal your future. And just because something in the past occurred that didn't work out for you, you don't have to think from that state of failure. You can rewrite your past and how you relate to it. Next, whatever the mind of the man can imagine can realize. That to me is so powerful. Whatever the mind of man can imagine and man can realize. Whatever we imagine, we can realize. So if you imagine yourself living in a beautiful home, or moving to a townhouse or a high-rise condo downtown in Center City, or with the love of your life reunited, or if you imagine that you had all of your bills 100% paid off and you took 3 months of the year and traveled, or you wanted to imagine that you have more time with your family or friends, or that you could be seen as someone that's successful, or maybe that you were part of the community and contribute in some specific way. Whatever that you imagine or that you desire and do imagine, you can realize. And I just want to put in one note here. We already imagine and realize. It's a continual thing. We never stop imagining and realizing, okay? All objective visible states. And what he means by that is objective, something that's objectified, that is in the tangible, tactile reality and world. They were first subjective or invisible. And those are things that we have internalized or thought about or imagined or pondered, or that were just a thought. That's what he's referring to about invisible states. And you call them into visibility by assuming the feeling of their reality. So we take the invisible and make it visible by assuming the feeling of the reality. Now, why I think people can tend to miss Neville's teachings. I know why I have missed Neville's teachings in the past. Just thinking about something is not going to stir up that feeling. But what I've begun to do is identify myself with my inner being as my true self. And when I do that, when I did that for the first time, I made this powerful shift in knowing that the external me that you see here is merely a reflection of my internal self. And to change self, you have to change who you are within and how you feel. And once that is accomplished, all of this stuff is within your control. We are always assuming a state. We are always assuming a feeling, a belief about ourselves, about others, and that is what we think from, and that is what we continue to create. But if you adopt this one shift, I hope that it works for you the way it worked for me. Identify yourself with the inner being. Your inner being and yourself are one. So when you go into imagination, and you were thinking about how your day is going to go, and you're driving in a car, there's going to be tons of traffic, and oh my gosh, and my boss is going to be on my, that is your thought, your imagination, and your feeling. And that is how creation happens. So my challenge to you is flip the script. Think and feel about what your heart desires, and know that that is your true self. What you're thinking and feeling is real. Your imagination is your true self. So make the shift and identify, okay, that person, that conversation, that is me. And my imagination and my thoughts are so powerful that that is what will be externalized. And Neville says that here, whatever the mind of a man can imagine, man can realize. All states were first subjective states, and you call them into the visible. You call them, we call them by first assuming the feeling of their reality. So my question to you, do you want to put down the things that you don't want that you've been creating? Because I know that I do. We all do. And pick up the desires of your heart. Identify yourself with them. Identify yourself with your true inner being. God, imagination, your spirit. That is your true you. And focus your attention on directing yourself to who and what you want externalized. Because the outer world is merely a reflection of your inner world. And to change yourself, you need to change how you feel on the inside so that you have new thoughts to think from, and that will cause new actions and decisions, and you will see your world change. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. Please hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification. I'd love to share my personal experiences with you and how Neville Goddard has transformed my life in the last 2 years. All right, thank you so much. Bye-bye.